Hi everyone. So today I'll show you 15 ChatGPT prompts that generate production Writing DAX in a seconds. Okay. So what happens, like this is the data set. Okay, lending template data set, and it is having certain columns like loan ID, customer ID, loan types, region, loan amount, interest rate, tenure, months, disbursement date, EMI, loan status, credit score, and income segment. Okay, and it is having certain rows as well. Okay, now based on this data set, okay, if I go ahead and if I write the DAX manually in Power BI, so it will take time. Okay, right? But what most people type and write the DAX for total sales amount, and if I talk about start writing the DAX query manually, so it will take time, right? So it's better to use AI to give the prompts, right prompts, and start import the data set first. Okay, here, so this is our data set. I'm going to import this, and then we'll start writing. We'll take the help of AI tool to write the DAX queries. Okay, so I'm just going to click on load. Okay, click on load. Now load will happen, and the data and the table will be imported into Power BI engine. Okay, so let's wait for a moment. Now see, this data has been loaded, right? Loans data, table name is loans data, right? If I expand this, same columns are there which we discussed, and it is imported here, right? If I open this again, so we have credit score, income segment, loan status, and we have EMI amount, disbursement dates, and all that. Okay, here you could see this credit score, customer disbursement, EMI amount, and all that. So now what we are going to do, we are going to click on transform data, and we have to check only the data types. Data types should be correct. Otherwise, if we use DAX queries, then also if I use card visual, so that will not give the proper result. Okay, so this is okay. Whole number, sorry, text values, and customer ID is okay, loan type is okay, loan amount is okay, interest rate is also okay, disbursement date, we have to check this disbursement date at date type. Okay, now EMI amount is okay, loan status, credit score, income segment, it is okay. Now what we have to do, we have to click on close and apply. So whatever the activity we performed over the Power Query editor, that has been saved. Now here we have to write the prompt first. So here I'm going to write the prompts. So I'm just saying that you are, this is our first prompt. Okay, you are a senior Power BI developer, full stop, working with the table called, now we can mention the table name. So table is loans underscore data, loans underscore data, loans underscore data, right? Column available, and column available, we can mention here that available, like now we can copy the columns from here. Okay, we can copy this and we can paste this here. So all columns are available here. We can put the comma as well. Okay, if it is required, then we can put the comma as well, likewise. Let me put this, okay, so that there will not be any confusion. Okay, because we are writing the prompts in a proper manner. It's a proper prompt which we are preparing it, so that proper response from the ChatGPT, right? So this is done. So what we have written, you are a senior Power BI developer. I am working with the table called loans data, and columns available like loan ID, customer ID, and all that, which we have we have already given here. Now I need to calculate, here you can say I need to calculate, right, total loan amount. Okay, done. So we are calculating this first prompt. Okay, and to ChatGPT, and let's see what do we get. Okay, so just hit the enter, and here we are getting as a senior Power BI developer, here's the correct and clean way to calculate total loan amount from your loans data table, right? This is the table name. So we have got total loan amount equal to some loan data. So loan data and loan amount column is there. Loan amount column is there. So here is the loan amount column. Now we have to validate which where it is given the correct data or not. So let's copy this, and what we are going to do, we have to validate. So first let's click on enter data. Let me enter data, and we are going to mention this table name as DAX table, okay, and click on load. Now a separate table will be created where we will be writing that's DAX queries. Now we have to right click new measure, and we are going to paste this, okay. So when we paste this, okay, so it is being validated by Power BI, like sum and loans data, okay. This is the table name and this is the column name, so it has been validated. That's why we are not getting any error. Otherwise we would have received the error here marking the red lines, okay. Now hit the enter button. Now when we hit the enter button, so this DAX is DAX query is created. Now delete this one. Now let's validate whether it is given the correct amount or not, okay. So how to validate this? We have card visual. So I have selected the card visual. Now here what I'm going to do, just remove the filter. I'm going to select this one. So how much it is? 2 billion, right? Now if I sum here, okay, total loan amount, if I go down and if I sum, right, then what is the total amount? So we are receiving, see this is the amount which is reflecting here. So if I show the number in here, if we show this in numbers, so it would be like if I click on general, so it is 1.58, right? So let's match it here, 1.58. Oh, okay, so 1.58 1847 1616, right? So it is matching, right? It is matching. So data is correct. Now we have to write another prompt. So I want to write create the DAX measure for to count the distinct, we have let me check the data. We have customer ID, right? Distinct customer ID, count distinct customer ID from loan data table, okay. This is the second DAX queries. So let's hit use ChatGPT and put this here. Now let's see what kind of response we are getting. So we have received the response, okay, and let's validate whether it is right or wrong. So how to validate this? Again, what we have to do, just copy this this and create the new measure here, DAX, and put the values, okay. Hit the enter button. So distinct count we have calculated, okay. Now if I selected this and if I selected this one also, so 1k, it is 1k, right? Now how to find? So if I go ahead, this is the customer ID, so go down, count we are getting 1500, okay, count we are getting 1500. But if we go ahead and if we calculate the distinct count, so it would be only 1k. So like here also, if we are getting 1k distinct count, but if I calculate, so if I go ahead and calculate only count, suppose right click new measure and I paste the data. One second, let me copy this query, entire query, and right click new measure and put this here. I remove distinct count, okay, this one only count, and hit the enter button, okay. So I'll rename it. This is not the distinct count, this should be the count, okay. Hit the enter button. Now if I select this and count measure, so this is getting 2k approx, okay, because we have, if I change this in number, so if I select distinct count and general, So 1.37 it is we are getting. If I go ahead and if I check for count and general number, so 1.5k, right? So it is matching. You could see this here also 1500 rows are there, so 1500 count, and here also 1500 count. This is the distinct count, so there might be duplicacy. Okay, so this is the distinct count which we have received. So this is how you can validate the data. So we have calculated three DAX. Okay, we have written 3 DAX. Okay, so what we are going to do, just we copy it and paste it. So I'm going to copy this and put this here, and I'll say this is count only, right? Now I want to write another DAX. So I want to say count loans where loan status underscore. So let's use this and ask ChatGPT to write the DAX queries for this. Hit the enter button. So here is the DAX queries. So we are going to copy this and paste this here and put the values. So let's hit the enter button. Now let's validate whether it is working fine or not. So this is our value, right? So 503, it is saying 503 active loan counts. So let's validate that one also. We have loan status, use filter button and active. Let's click on active. Now how many rows are there? So 503. So we are getting the correct values, right? 503. So this gives correct values. Now similarly we can say copy this and we can say another one, that write new measure and put the values. We can say closed loans count. Okay, so here we are going to say closed. Done, and hit the enter button, right? Now I'm going to remove these values. Okay, these values. So here I'm going to use this. So 512 is the closed one. So now let's use the filter and closed this. So 512, it should be 512. It is matching, right? Now another one also we have a default. So let's write the queries for that with this, and let's create new measure and put the values, right? Now we are going to say default loans count, default loans count. Okay, now here it would be default. Hit the enter button. That's all. Now if I select this card visual, and if I select this one default, so 485. Now let's validate whether it is working fine or not. Default. Okay, so this is the data 485. It is matching, right? Count. So this is how we have written the it's very simple. Only what we are doing, we are writing the prompts in a proper manner. Okay, now we can write another prompts like suppose we have, as you could see that here default loans are there, right? Default loans are there. So how to write calculate default rate? So there could be default rate as well, okay, for default loans. Okay, so how to write? Let's write another DAX here, write another prompt. Okay, so let's write then another prompt, and that would be create measure that returns 1 if credit score less than 600, else 0. Now we have the column here, credit score. You might have observed here is the credit score. So what condition I have put? Less than 600, okay, or else return 0. So I'm going to use this and hit the enter button here, and let's see what kind of response we are getting from ChatGPT. So here it says, here this is the DAX queries, low credit flag. Okay, now let's use this whether it is working fine or not and put the values. Now here the enter, we have low credit flag, so 0 is reflecting, right? Now what for dynamic ranking. Okay, so how to write this? Let me write here create a ranking measure, okay, for customers based on total loan amount, right? We had rated on total loan amount, this, right? So let's see what kind of a response we are getting from ChatGPT. Just put this here and hit enter. So here we are getting it is saying that we have to use a rank X method, okay? So this is the DAX queries total loan amount sum, and this should have already been created because we are going to calculate on loan amount, right? So we have already written this in DAX queries. We are not going to write it again. So here's the customer ranking DAX queries. So I'm going to copy this and right click, new measure, put the values here. Now this has been validated, and how it is working, see this, okay, rank method is used and all, this is the table name, this is the customer ID, and this method, this DAX queries which we have already written here, because we are calculating the ranking on total loan amount, and just hit enter button. Now here is the DAX queries. Okay, let me select this. Now I'm going to write another DAX queries, DAX prompt, okay? So I'm going to write in this manner that create a measure that filters top 10 I would say customers by total loan amount, right? Now let's see what kind of response we are getting. Dynamical is, put this here. So see this, we have got clarification to dynamically filter top 10 customers by total loan amount. You need a ranking based flag measure, okay? So this should have already been created. This is the base measure, then this is the customer rank measure. We can use this, we can write this, okay? So dynamic rank measure, okay, this will be created dynamically. So we have to create this one first here, okay? This is created. Now again we have received another top 10, so we have to use this one, top 10 customer flags, okay? So just right click and put the values, done. So this customer rank dynamic, okay, this we created customer rank, right? Customer rank, here it is, right? So this has been used. Now hit the enter button. So what happens, let me write then our DAX queries. Now like if I want to write another one, then we can write like dynamic title, if we have to show the dynamic title by a region, suppose. So how to write? So again we can say copy paste this here. We can say create a measure, right? No, create a dynamic title for dynamic title that changes based on selected region, slicer, right? So if we build the dashboard, then definitely we would be using the slicer, and so that's why we are giving the prompt that use this one, create a dynamic title, and it would be changed based on slicers. So now let's see what kind of response we are getting. So here's the data, dynamic title, loan summary, and selected values method it has been used, and here you could see this loan data is the table name and region and all regions, okay? If I select, and we can write, we can just copy and paste, so done. So we are not getting any errors because the DAX queries are correct. We can say Okay, so now we can check this data, like disbursement date is there, total month is, tenure is there, interest rate is there. So and we can write DAX measure as well by using the chat GPT. So I would request you, please, whenever you write uh, you know uh, DAX query, okay, whenever you are planning to write DAX queries, then I would request you, please take the help from ChatGPT or AI tools, any AI tools. And before so directly do not ask, you have to specify properly and write prompts properly, right? So that would be, that will work. So I'm going to, I'll put the link of dataset measure, I'll put it so that you can DAX prompt also, I'll put it. It's okay. So that's all about it. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.